Erik Peterson on Williston Trending Topics, News Radio Live.
Good morning, Tom. Thanks for having me again.
Well, a little encore presentation as we wanted to talk today about commercial real estate in the market area. How's it doing?
Yeah, thanks for having me again. Very important topic. I think now that things are warming up, other than today, people are thinking about spring. These oil companies are getting back to drilling, and more companies out there looking for commercial space. And just like we mentioned yesterday on the residential side, it's getting tighter and tighter every week.
So when we get into these cold winter months, that opens up the search for inside shops, right?
It sure does, yeah. This is my 12th year here, and I would say our winter came earlier this year than I ever remember it before. In early December, we were below 40 below. So at that point, we had so many people calling, it was really busy. And then it was fairly slow through the holiday season on until January. And then all of a sudden, it just turned on like a light on the commercial scene. Everybody wanted to get back to work. They were looking for 2023 to be another big year. So they started looking for additional shop space, yard space, offices. We've been getting some calls on those as well. And it's really exciting.
What about retail? Is there much in retail available? I don't see it.
Yeah, there are. We represent some really good retail. The Harvest Plaza up there where Cold Stone Creamery is, there's some retail there. We've been getting a lot of tours requested for that area. We also have the Landmark building over by the hospitals. So we're seeing some of that retail activity, but not nearly like you would see in these bigger markets.
Let's talk a little bit about, for example, Harvest. Beautiful facility. I've been there. I live pretty close to there, so and I love ice cream, so I go down to Cold Stone.
Yep.
But one of the things that makes people nervous in the retail business is being off 2nd Avenue, not being on the main drag. What do you tell them?
Yeah, in that particular area, it's all about houses and activity and people coming by. There's a lot of traffic up there. That's where all the new apartments are. Not all of them. Most of them got built in 2012, 2013. So there's a couple of thousand doors up there, a lot less competition. And many of our clients are telling us they would rather not be downtown or on the main drag. And those businesses that have been in there have really thrived. I was lucky enough to get Mega Latte back in there. They were one of the original spaces. There's also a couple oil field service companies upstairs. That's where our office is. But if you take a look at the other retailers that are in there, they've all been doing fantastic. Women's boutique, yoga. We have obviously Cold Stone Creamery, one of our favorite places to go. They've got nails in there. You can get your hair done. And then most recently, they actually added the range. I was lucky enough to be part of that deal as well. We don't have really anywhere else in the off season to go do golf simulation and then hunting and guns. They've been having great success with Christmas parties, holiday events, and now that we're out of the holidays, they're really doing some big business up there, and it's a fun environment.
Mega Latte has to be a great get for you because it brings traffic to everybody else.
Yeah, it sure does. There's so many people. If you just roll in there early morning, especially a lot of those high school kids that are paying $6-7 for a coffee, the line is really insane, and they're very consistent throughout the day. They do a phenomenal job. They have a nice sit-down area there, and they bring a ton of business to that plaza.
There's the old Harley Davidson building up there off the highway there. What about that?
Yeah, that is a great one. I think it's going to be tougher on the retail side because it is so large. It is also obviously north of town, out of kind of the main hub, if you will. But phenomenal building. They spent probably $100,000, $1 million just on the concrete and the yard and the parking lot. Phenomenal facility if you've never been in there. But it's going to take a special company to come in there, most likely a high-end retailer.
And the property right across the street from Walmart, the old Lonnie's was torn down, and that's going to be what?
Yeah, it's still under non-disclosure as far as I know. We talked to the bank. They ended up getting that back, and I'm not sure exactly what's going in there, but it'll be great. They actually have a road that's going to be right down the middle of that and kind of break it up into a couple of different parcels, and it should be a really good addition to that corner.
I know Terry is looking at from TNT is part of that partnership, and he's looking at putting things like a car wash in there, and even a pizza joint.
Yeah, one of the best locations in town, and I think that's going to be really important to build that out the right way. And then obviously Williston Square, Genesis is there, Slim Chickens is there. That's going to continue to build out over the next probably 2 or 3 decades and really just be a phenomenal footprint for the city of Williston.
Tagging on to your statement, one of the best locations in town, how important is it that you have a location like that? And can you pay for a higher rent because of that location?
Yeah, Slim Chickens has been doing great. That's a perfect example as you're driving by and want some food options and you just really want to have something quick and easy. Location's always been the key to real estate. They teach you that in Real Estate 101. I think it's a little bit different right now in Williston, as a lot of businesses don't necessarily want to be on the main drag and pay those higher prices, nor can they afford to build new in this market with high labor costs and then also high material costs. So it'll be interesting to see how all that builds out, but it's been really tough for developers and builders, especially with interest rates going up so high so quickly.
I've dabbled in retail myself, and I just think that the location is so important.
It is.
I mean, if you can grab people off the street without advertising, that's a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially retail, and obviously in your experience as well in town, having something that people could see in a very impulse type item or something that you need right away that you may not know Williston offers. It's so hard to get people to stay here, and they call it, leakage. How many people drive to Bismarck or let's say Minot to go shopping? We need more of those retailers here. We need more jobs, and we need really just more opportunities to do things also in the winter especially. We just toured a group that's looking to put an indoor shooting range and a gun training center in. Those are the kind of things that would do great here with the need to have something to do so you're not going crazy.
Yeah, and having that indoor range with the gun lovers that we have in town here would be a home run, I'm sure.
Exactly.
So Erik Peterson is with us every Tuesday morning in the 8 o'clock hour talking about real estate. He's back today in an encore presentation talking about commercial real estate. So look at the tea leaves on commercial now for us for the balance of the year, Erik. What do we expect?
Yeah, that's a great question as always. I would say it depends on what sector of commercial real estate you're in. I think office is going to get more activity as these oil field companies and service companies really want to have a professional setting and a place to put their workers outside of their shops that are going to be overrun with more demand in the shops. And a lot of times they want to keep the office staff separate from the actual oil field guys. So I think that's going to have really good demand. Retail, of course, is going to have good demand, but unfortunately, it's got to be built out, ready to go. Nobody really wants to take on the risk and the time of trying to find a contractor. And then I think on the industrial side, it'll remain strong. Our inventory is especially tight up to that 5,000 to 10,000 square foot mark. We have a lot of stuff like super campuses that are the mega sizes of the old Halliburton yard, for example, 150,000 square feet roughly. So I would say in that 5,000 to 15,000 square feet of industrial space will have huge demand, and we're already in a seller's or a leaser's market.
Great show. Thanks much, Erik. Appreciate it.
As always, thank you.
Tell them how to find you, by the way.
Yeah, provenrealtynd.com. You can check us out on our website, kick our tires, and also check out all of our listings. We've got about 70 of them currently.
Erik Peterson, Proven Realty, EXP, with us every Tuesday morning in the 8 o'clock hour. Good morning to you.